Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, Independent Stampin' Demonstrator, coming to you from Southwest Missouri. And I am pre-recording this week's craft and chat with Lisa because I have family visiting this week, and I wasn't going to be available at this particular time. So welcome and come on in and say hello. Let us know where you're watching from, and I'll get started in just a minute. So today I am going to be sharing another Halloween project, and this one is the fifth in a series that I've done. It's a little treat, and I think you'll like it. It's super easy to make, and I hope you enjoy it and you will give it a try yourself. So if you are watching the replay, thank you. And also comment, and please leave questions. I will check later and get back with you as soon as I can. Okay, so now I am going to get on where I can show you this screen. And there we go. All right, so we are using the cutest Halloween stamp set today, and just a little sentiment from it, to be exact. The rest of the images, or the main image, is going to come from this cute Halloween designer series paper. So another thing or element we're using is also this, let me get it right, ombre specialty paper from the annual catalog. You see this here? It's a glimmer paper, and I'm using this, I think that's called Gorgeous Gray, but it's ombre, so it's goes from dark to light, and it's really, really pretty, but I'm just using a little part of it. And so let me grab the dies that I used for this one. I used the Layering Circles dies, and cut the smallest circle and then a little bit larger of a scallop out of that glimmer paper. So let me show you the project and we'll get started. I'm going to close this up. And here is the little triangle treat. Now, I really wanted to use the little stars that go along with this suite, but I could not find mine. Now, I traveled to Texas with them the last time I went, and I'm thinking I may have left them, but these would be so cute right here next to the sentiment there. So if you have them, use them, okay? So for this project, it fits, it's and I lost you there for a minute, I think, but I'm back. So we're starting with a piece, and I chose these little skulls, these skeleton faces, and this is cut at 3 by 6, okay? And I need to get my trimmer in here because we're going to do some scoring. And I usually have a Post-it note on here, so I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and write that here. It's 3 by 6, scored at 3. And then we'll do some other scores there too, okay? I'll put this right here. And so I'm going to take this, and on the 6-inch side, I'm going to score it at 3 inches. Get that cutting blade out of the way so that you don't use it on this part, okay? All right, so scoring at 3. And then we're just going to make some little tick marks with our scoring blade here. So I want to do it halfway over, so I'm going at 1 1/2. So let me get this. The glare is bad today for some reason. 1 1/2, and then give a little tick. That's so that we'll know where to score, a little stopping point. I'm going to bend it a little bit there. And then 1 1/2 again on the other end. Can't talk today. So how's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing great. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is use those little tick marks I made and score from that point to that center score line on all 4 sides. Okay, so let me line that up where I can see it. And this is why I crease it a little bit. It's hard to see on that white, but there, I'm going to put that in the middle of that scoring track. And then the bottom is going to go to that 3-inch score right there. I know that's hard for you to see. It's hard for me to see. All right, so let's do that. And then we're going to go from that center 3-inch score down to this 1.5-inch mark. It never fails. If you move one end, the other end moves too. Okay. And then again, center to the 3-inch score. And then one more time. So see, that's not bad. And you can make these in different sizes, okay? Normally you would cut it like, this is 3, this is 6. You could do 4 and 8, you know, make it a little larger. Let's see, let me line that up. All right, so now we got that ready to go. Now, I'm going to use this stripe side for the outside of my treat because I want my little smiling skull to really stand out. So now that we have that, okay, you're going to pull this up. Let's give that a good crease there in the middle. And be sure you, like these 2 flaps go over this one. Just be sure you do it the same on both sides. It's just easier and gives you a neater look. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to punch some holes. I have an old hole punch. You could use a paper piercing tool. Take your pick tool and make a hole if you don't have a hole punch. I just find it easier to grab one. I will say I did try to use my crocodile, and it was like struggle bus. And so I thought, I'm just going to pull this one in. So where that little V is, I just come down a little bit and punch a hole. And this is going to be the closure, not the closure, but it will hold the ribbon for the closure. I'm trying to be too picky there. Okay, so it went through both sides. So I'm going to come over here on this side, and I want this side on top. Close it. Open up your other side, and then you can kind of hold it closed like that, where you can slip the hole punch in here. Okay, that's done. Now I have a little piece of candy that, surprise, surprise, I haven't eaten yet. Put it in the middle there, and that's going to hold that. I think this will also hold like a little box of Nerds or some other small candies too. Okay, I just tend to go for the chocolate. All right, so next, what I did with those layering circles dies, and if you have circle punches, you could certainly do that, but I wanted to find one that fit around that little smiling skull. Okay, and then here is the little scallop in that specialty paper. You see how it's just glistening there? And so I'm going to just glue this little guy over top. And we're going to let him dry a little bit while we're working on the other parts. So this is super simple, and I wanted to share it with you because this would give you plenty of time to make little treats for Halloween. Okay, so I had some scraps of basic white and basic black. This is a 1/2 inch strip. This is a 3/4 inch strip. If you are cutting these to make the sentiment element, you would want to cut them at least 4 inches long to give you room to trim off. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp in the middle of this. I wanted to use Treat Yourself because I wanted it to fit on that bottom and on a small strip since it's a fairly small little treat wrap we're making. So I'm going to use Highland Heather, And oh, how I wish I had those little stars. I'm going to look for them again. I should order some more, but quite frankly, I didn't know I was missing them until I went to make this project. I don't know what I did with them. Okay, I'm going to come over here on this end and stamp. Okay, then what I'll do is I'll take my paper snips and I'm going to cut it at an angle, just, you know, enough to have the whole sentiment in there. So I'm going to cut up, and it doesn't matter which way you go. I just try to do it the opposite way on each side where the angles are parallel to each other. Okay, just treat yourself. And then we're going to glue that right there in the center of the basic black. And I'll just trim off the edge enough where I have a little border. Okay, so now let's go ahead and see how I'm going to leave about just a tiny border there and follow that same angle as that first cut. I just think that needs something else. I think I'm going to remedy that since I don't have my little stars. You know what I'm going to do? Whenever I don't have the right color of something, I'm going to get my basic jewel rhinestones and my Highland Heather. Is this the dark? Yes. And I'm going to color some of these and put those on. It just needs something else. It needs those stars. If I could just find them, I'm going to use a brush tip. And color 6 of them and use some on the other one too. Okay. Now let's see. Let me do it on this one first so I can decide where I'm going to place them. Might want to go off of the sentiment. Yeah, there we go. Did I not color 6 of them? Oh, I did. Okay. So I'm going to wait to put the other ones on after I get this together. So I have my candy inside. I'm going to pull these together, and I took some of our seam binding ribbon. Okay, it was narrow enough and pliable enough so that I could thread it through. I colored it with the Highland Heather marker, and it's about 8.5 inches. Okay, so let me see if I can get this in here. Sometimes I need a little, stick it through and pull it through those two punched holes. And then we're going to fold this over, and this is going to be easier to do one at a time. I'm speaking from experience. Okay, that's the underneath. And so then it's going to go through this one. Okay, and look how that's going to just pull that closed. Isn't that cute? You could use twine on this too. And if you had a bigger hole punch, you could use our black organdy glitter ribbon that's in the annual catalog. That would be pretty too. I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow. And try not to forget that candy is in here. Okay, cute, huh? Okay, let's just wait. Let's get this little guy on here in the center so that you can put it toward the top. And then let's put our sentiment on. Okay, now let's add these other two sparklies up there. So there you go. An easy little Halloween treat. And if you don't make Halloween treats, these would be super cute hanging on your Christmas tree. In fact, you could make them out of green and then just put our holiday rhinestones all over them. I mean, this would be a cute little child activity too. Or you could decorate them just however you want with a sentiment or an image, a holiday image on the front. And then when you thread through there, make it a loop where you can hang it on the tree like an ornament. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to this premiere. I should be back live again next Thursday. I would like to invite you over to my YouTube channel this evening at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 Eastern, 5 Mountain, 4 Pacific. And I have a YouTube premiere going with a really pretty Christmas card. So I'd love for you to go over there and see that. If you're logged into your Google account, you can chat with us live there, and I'd love to have you. So try to make it, and I will talk to you again soon. If you have questions, let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.